Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everyone? How are we doing? It's been a hiatus for me. I haven't touched Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, I lied. I touched Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the last few weeks. Getting back in my groove. Getting some content ready for everyone today. How's it going? Shy Waffle, Zach, Aiden, Ghost Blade. How are you guys doing? And I'm sure there are many more of you watching. How are we doing? Oleg, thanks for keeping DM alive. I like using your ideas. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you so much for watching all of my content. How is everyone doing today? DM best deck. Edward, you are absolutely correct. DM is always the best deck, even though it's not very good. It's not very good. How's everyone doing today? Everyone can hear me okay? Everyone, music's not too loud. Everyone's good. So we got a loaded stream. But before we actually start the stream, what I want to do is I want to give a quick shout out to some of the gentlemen in my locals who are participating at Niagara Regionals as I'm doing this stream. A lot of them actually lent me a few cards. Shout out to you, Mate. This gentleman is playing a significantly worse deck so that he can kind of sponsor this stream by giving me some of the cards I need, right? So, we're gonna move on. We're gonna thank him, and thanks everyone for watching. How is everyone doing today? Come on, catch me up. How's everyone doing? Sounds good. Great. Now, in this video, what we're going to be doing in the stream actually is YCS Niagara was announced a few weeks ago that it will be caught up. YCS Niagara will be in October. So we are going to be taking Dark Magician to YCS Niagara. And finally caught another UK time. Caught another UK times. Aren't great. UK times aren't great. Sorry, I can't read that because my little emoji icon is cutting off half your message. Anyways, yeah. So YCS Niagara is in October. And we are going to be prepping for that because we are going to be taking Dark Magician, our favorite purple wizard, to that event and seeing what we can do with it. So in this stream, I'm gonna pretty much be asking you to help me build the deck and what, not really the deck, but more so the foundation. We're gonna be building the foundation for the deck I'm going to be taking for that event, right? So that's kind of what we're gonna be doing in, streaming and everything in this stream. But before we are going to get started, let me just switch over to the live section. There it is. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. What's this? There we go. That's better. So I have some OTS packs from my last local entry. Nothing crazy, but I figured it'd be an interesting way to start the video. My last locals run went okay, so we did get some OTS packs, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna open them and hopefully pull the ulti. So we're not going to get anything there. I know nothing about the current TCG meta, so I'm just here for emotional support. Guest B, I appreciate you so much. The TCG meta at the moment is throw as many hand traps as possible at your opponent and stop him from playing. And it's literally a hand trap war until someone can pull off their one card combo. That's kind of where the TCG is at. It's not very healthy in my opinion, but it is what it is, and it is what we have to deal with right now. I thought it was only a Duel Links. Real boosters also 3 cards. No, these are just OTS packs. So you get these for like entering tournaments and winning tournaments and things like that. Pack openings are always fun, even when you miss. Exactly, man. I've actually been down the rabbit hole of buying a lot of singles. I haven't opened any sealed product in so long. I haven't opened any sealed product, and the reason being is money is very tight right now. So I'm just going to take out some of the cards that we're going to be working with. Blue, how's it going? Hello. How are you? What else? Let's go. Felipe, how you doing, my friend? So what we have here is we have 40 clear over sleeves. I lied, not 40, 55. Because we have a 15 card side deck. We have 55 clear over sleeves, and we have 15 extra deck sleeves that we are going to be filling today in this video, building a foundation for the deck that we will be taking to YCS Niagara. And the deck we're going to be using, if you know my my favorite content in the whole wide world, we are going to be using Dark Magician. So here is what the Dark Magician engine kind of is. We might as well start off with the Dark Magician engine because actually no, we're not gonna start off with the Dark Magician engine. These cards came out, the toy box cards, and I really want to incorporate these cards specifically going forward because I think these cards actually do have a lot of synergy with Dark Magician, and we are going to be trying to build a foundation for Dark Magician with these toy box cards, and we're going to try to see and optimize how well we can put together this list, right? And I'm going to need you guys to kind of help me out here, give me some ideas, give me some suggestions, because although I am familiar with what everything does and how everything functions, but multiple minds are better than just one, right? So the Dark Magician side of things is in a very strange place in my opinion. So I'm just gonna, I should have organized this actually before the stream even started. But what I have here is kind of the foundation for the Dark Magician engine, or kind of the cards I want to experiment with. The reason why, so these cards here, we're actually gonna put to the side because they aren't the mandatory ones here. We'll start like this. So right away, a lot of players are playing with 2 Dark Magicians. We might bump it up to 2 Dark Magicians, but the reason why we are going to start by playing 1 Dark Magician, 1 Dark Magician girl, and Mahad, essentially we are substituting the extra brick for a potential draw 3. Believe it or not, is the draw 3 is incredibly accessible with the toy tank engine. 3 tanks? No. I got a playset of the whole engine. We're gonna figure out the ratios. I think I know what the ratios are going to be. It's just a matter of I wanted to have, you know, the entire engine just in case something happens. You play 3 blocks, 1 soldier, 1 tank. Play one of the bricks other than mana. I think that's where we're gonna start, but a lot of because so the reason my argument was playing 1 Dark Magician because we were playing branded DM, and branded DM essentially allows you to recycle the Dark Magician, and without branded in this list, there might be branded in this list. I have branded as an alternative engine that I want to kind of experiment with, but without branded in this list, I don't know if I'm comfortable playing the 1 Dark Magician. Although the way I kind of see it is the game is so fast that you're never going to be seeing the second, if that makes sense. The only time you're really using this is to kind of go into rank 7s or your Dragoon, right? Another thing that my ideas for this list is that the rank 7 toolbox is very, very accessible and can be pretty decent with this list, right? So for now, my thought is, okay, we'll just start off with the 3 bricks for the essential draw 3. If it comes down to a point where we theorize that, you know, the 1 Dark Magician isn't enough, we need 2, we will be cutting them a hod. I don't want to be playing 4 bricks. I don't want to be bricking this deck. There are from what I understand with the toy box cards, there are so many moving parts with this list. There's so many like 1 card niches that, you know, just sit in your hand and they brick your hand, and it's really, really uncomfortable. So if that's the case, I really don't want to be playing more bricks than needed to facilitate a draw 3 if the draw 3 is going to draw into more bricks essentially, right? So we're going to play 1-1-1, and if it comes down to a point where, you know, we do need the 2nd Dark Magician, if we do incorporate, you know, cards like Dark Magical Circle and Eternal Soul, I hope that's not the case, then we'll up it to 2, right? The next most important card in the deck is your 3 copies of Magician Souls. Magician Souls, I think, is going to be a standard with the toy box cards. I don't think it's even an argument. Nothing to go from the, nothing to go off there. Now, a big question is 3 Illusion of Chaos. So 3 Illusion of Chaos, something I want to ask you guys is, what do you think about 3 Illusion of Chaos? My thought is, my thought before was that Droll and Lockbird was always such a prevalent hand trap in the format pretty consistently. the issue I always found was it's better to get drolled on the Illusion of Chaos rather than your Preparation of Rites. That being said, droll isn't as prevalent anymore, and droll isn't as prevalent anymore, so that's not really an excuse. Now, there is an argument to be told that what's the word I'm looking for? You could add the preps to kind of pitch off souls. However, the thing, sorry, there's something in my eye, man. It's driving me crazy. It's driving me nuts. The argument for prep is that if you see prep in Illusion of Chaos, you can search Illusion of Chaos, grab souls, and then pitch the prep for another draw. Now, the thought I have is that typically the ratio is 2 Illusion of Chaos, 3 preps, or 2 Illusion of Chaos and 2 Preparation of Rites. If I have it here, I might be able to. Do I have it here? I do. So, sorry. So if we are playing Preparation of Rites, the way I want to do it is I want to play multiple preps and 1 Illusion of Chaos. Now, this is kind of a crazy thing to say because Illusion of Chaos does enable a lot of your plays, and the reason being is if we are going down the line where Magician Souls is going to be pitching your spells and trap cards, then why not just access more of them? I know it sounds really stupid. I know it, like, I'm just theorizing here. The way I see it is once you already have Illusion of Chaos in hand, you're not really ever ditching it, right? So why are you gonna clog the rest of your deck with more? Now, the argument there is, okay, then the other preps don't search anything. But if you're constantly trying to access Magician Souls because you're trying to constantly pitch things off Magician Souls, then isn't just playing 3 preps the more optimal way? Like, you're not playing into droll anymore, if that, you know what I mean? No one's ashing Preparation of Rites, so that's not an argument. I don't want to hear, oh, play more preps because it's ash bait. That's that's never going to be the case, right? So I don't know. The reason why I always played 3 was it doesn't play into droll. Seeing Illusion of Chaos in your hand is significantly better than seeing a Preparation of Rites, right? The Magician Souls is very, very easily recyclable within the engine, right? With Soul Servant, I believe Toy Tank can even summon it from the graveyard if you need it. So like, once you see the 1, it's very, very easy to like constantly reuse the pitching effect, right? So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet, but the thought is I want to play either 3 Illusion of Chaos or 1 Illusion of Chaos and 3 preps. Right? So that's kind of that's where I'm at. So I don't know what I want to do there. I'll leave it up for debate, and then we can reconvene when we're later down the list. What about 3 Illusion of Chaos and 1 prep? It doesn't make any sense to me. 3 Illusion of Chaos and 1 prep, because okay, you're just seeing 4. So the idea of Illusion of Chaos, something that we need to keep in mind, is the idea of Illusion of Chaos is just additional copies of these here. Like, I know you could summon Illusion of Chaos, you can make Master of Chaos, but the idea of Illusion of Chaos is to essentially grab you access. It's another 3 copies of everything you see here, right? 2 and 2 is actually not like awful. I don't hate 2 and 2. But it comes down to another situation where it's like, you know what? I think 2 and 2 might be the best option. 2 and 2 might actually be the best option because like, I don't know. My brain works like this. If we don't care about the draws, we just play 3 Illusion of Chaos and leave it at that, right? And then you have essentially 3 extra copies of everything here. If you're playing 2 and 2 and then 1 and 3, then you essentially get 4 copies of everything else on the board. But the problem with playing, you know what? You guys might be right here. I think you're right. I think you talked me into it. I talked myself into it in my brain, even though my words couldn't say it. My brain did. Sorry, it's been so long since I've done content. I'm kind of very nervous. Very nervous. Can't really get my ideas across as well as I normally do. 2 and 2 gives me the most flexibility. I think you're right. I think you're right. I'll put those to the side there. Yeah, so my only issue with the 2 and 2 was, okay, but then we're wasting 4 main deck slots for Illusion of Chaos. But do I was gonna do that anyway, so does it really matter, right? So the next card is, I think, the most important one. Three Soul Servants. I cut this card down to 2 in branded because 2 and 2 makes sense since you get 2 extra copies of everything, and 2 prep could work for souls draws. Exactly. I think you're right. Thanks, Edgar. Edgar, yeah. Thank you, Edgar. See, the Andre, the reason why we used to play 3 Illusion of Chaos was because Droll was crazy. Now I don't think we're gonna see Droll anywhere. I don't think Droll is a real card right now. So that's why I'm just like, I'm okay with playing the preps. I used to swear by 3 Illusion of Chaos. I would enjoy it too if it wasn't for my parents' garbage internet. Don't talk to me about internet, man. I've had a rough week 2 weeks ago with my internet. It was brutal. I couldn't even do any work. So yeah, so we're gonna play 3 Soul Servants. I used to cut this card down to 2, and we might cut it down to 2 again, but because of how much this deck draws and wants to dig through your deck, I think just the stacking abilities. In addition, one reason why I want to play 3 Soul Servants is because essentially you're playing 5 copies of it. Now, the thought is the one search off rod that is usually going to be taking place is the Soul Servant, if everything is set up in your hand accordingly, right? However, Secrets of Dark Magic. However, with 3 Soul Servants, we essentially get 5 copies of Soul Servant, and Soul Servant is the best card in the best enabler to see the cards you want to see. Now, in this particular list, like Ghostblade just said, stacking Mahad is unbelievable. The just getting a free body, specifically a rank 7 body, and I'm going to explain why that's kind of important in going forward. But just having that ability as an extender is really, really strong, right? In addition, what Soul Servant allows us to do is if, for example, we need a way to Dark Magician after already pitching it, we can recycle it with Soul Servant. We can recycle the Magician's Souls. We can recycle, it just allows you to recycle everything back into the deck. Now, more importantly than anything is what I like more than anything is, this is going to sound really like, sad to say as a DM player, one of the best things to do off Soul Servant is pitch it off Magician Souls, because pitching it off Magician Souls, you essentially just get a draw 2, right? Because you're getting the draw off the Soul Servant, and then the Soul Servant engrave, because DM or DMG was sent by the by Magician Souls, you get an extra draw that way. Now, if you pair, for example, if you have Illusion of Chaos prep, or if you have prep 2 preps and a Soul Servant, right, and then you grab your Illusion of Chaos, summon Magician Souls, you essentially pitch activate Souls, pitch your 1 prep and 1 Soul Servant, and even if the Magician Souls does get interrupted, what you have is at least you have 1 draw off the Soul Servant engrave, right? So at most you kind of replenish some of your assets while baiting an interruption, which I think is pretty decent. So like, a lot of players use, I see online playing 2 rods, right? They play 2 Magician's rods and then your entire Dark Magician package. I just think that like this is kind of all you need for the Dark Magician side of things. The Timaeus, I don't like it, but it is kind of mandatory as it's the only in-archetype way to summon your boss monster, specifically in a list where we're not playing Branded Fusion. I will be talking about Branded Fusion, and maybe it has some application in this list. I think there are better avenues we can take specifically with the toy box cards. But I think I want to stay away from Branded. So without Branded, I think Timaeus is even more mandatory than before. Now, the cards that I despise. The one extra rod, not needed. I just brought it up to show that I've considered 3 rods. I've been playing with rod at 2 for I don't know, 2 years now. Like, rod at 2 is just infinitely better than rod at 3, specifically for math reasons. If you see 2 magicians rod in your hand, makes me want to cry, right? So I'm happy completely like selling this card. I'm probably never going to go back to rod to 3 unless we get, you know, some sort of support. Apprentice Illusion Magician. This card is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting if we find out that the draw 3 isn't necessarily worth it, so we end up cutting Mahad and then we end up playing the double Dark Magician. If we play the 2 Dark Magicians, I think Apprentice Illusion Magician immediately becomes a very, very viable card in this particular list, because Apprentice Illusion Magician is a free body on board. So more than anything, I think Apprentice Illusion Magician can see a spot in this particular list if we're bumping up Dark Magician to 2. So for the time being, I am going to put this card to the side, but I am heavily considering Apprentice Illusion Magician. I do like Caresia and Duality. Caresia and Duality is so it's one of my most one of my proudest achievements as a content creator, to kind of find out that initial synergy. I'm not saying I'm the pioneer. Maybe I am. I don't know. I never heard of it prior. But that Caresia Duality line was truly something special. It might see a return. Can you try Shining Shark with the toy box engine? I can down the line. I have this Shining Shark list. I've been playing it for a while now. Getting very, very familiar with it. I just, you know, what I want is I want to go back to DM for a little bit. I want to take it to YCS. It was a nice Shining Shark was a great break from DM, but we're back playing our favorite deck here. Rod at 2 is a new number. I tried it at 1, too risky, because once it's banished, you lose your searcher for spells. I kind of agree, but like another thing that the reason why I play it at 2, this is such a flawed mentality, because if you want, like, sometimes seeing Rod in your hand is nice. It's nice, right? Seeing Rod in your hand is nice, and seeing it at 1, I didn't see it enough, and I didn't want to waste an Illusion of Chaos search on it, if that makes sense. There's so many times where I see Illusion of Chaos by itself, and it's like, okay, if I had, for example, Rod in my hand or Magician's Souls, which are 5 copies, of an enabler, and the Illusion of Chaos essentially fixes what's the word I'm looking for, and it literally allows you to see the card that you're missing, right? And having only 4 copies in the sense of 3 souls and 1 rod, it just doesn't feel like I see it enough, right? Did you see Loza's video on Ebon and High-End Magician with the Dark Magician combo? Yeah, I did see it. I liked it. I think it's really, it was the spellbook stuff, right? So I love niche and interaction in like niche combos like that. My biggest issue with things like that is I don't like playing more bad cards in the deck than I need to, if that makes sense. Like spellbook cards were very good. They were very good. The issue I found was with combos like that, I don't want to be clogging my deck with a bunch of one-off spells that once I see in my hand, it's like shit. In a perfect situation, yeah, okay, unresolved when the combo goes uninterrupted, and you're free to resolve your plays and don't get interrupted. The one-off garnets, you know, they don't feel that bad. But when you're playing in a large, you know, 9-round event, and in 3 of those 9 rounds you see those cards, it's like you're screwed, right? DM era, might as well play Snake Eyes Europe in DM at this point. Someone overseas topped with Snake Eyes in DM. So I actually talked to the pilot. Pilot's a fantastic player. From what I understand is the only reason why the DM stuff was there was to summon Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and he summoned Dragoon, I think it was like twice in 13 rounds. So I don't know, take it as you will. The guy is a phenomenal player. He's a great player. It's just majority of that list, I think, because DM is in that list, a lot of people think it's a DM list. The entire premise of that list, quoted from the pilot, was you are essentially resolving your Buster Blader lock, setting it up, and if it goes uninterrupted, you have a Buster Blader lock, and then you go into your 12 one-card combos to do a full Snake Eyes combo. And essentially that's the line of play. And if the Buster lock does get interrupted, right, you are then free to resolve your Snake Eye combo uninterrupted. And that's kind of the premise of that particular list. So take it as you will. The biggest issue with Snake Eyes and TM is that there's zero synergy. There is zero synergy with the two lists, right? Let me catch up on the comments here. Dad side hobbies. Would you ever run Magician of Dark Illusion? Surely there must be some use for a self-summoning DM summoning DM level 7. So Magician of Dark Illusion, it only summons on your opponent's turn because you need to activate a trap card, and it's just too slow. Exio, did I say that right? I know we've been chatting, but how you doing, my friend? You good? Y2 Rod, because 1 I don't think is enough, and 3 is too much. So we play 2. The reason why we don't play 2 is the reason why we don't play 3 is seeing 2 rods in your hand actually it's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah, the spellbook cards aren't very good anymore, and that's kind of the reason why the Ebon Hyatt combo, it's so strong, but you're forced to play, you know, cards that aren't very good when you see them, if that makes sense, right? The last so back to the DM stuff. The last 4 cards that we can consider are 2 circles, 1 salvation, and 1 eternal soul. If we are playing salvation, I'm going to play eternal soul to 2. The reason being is if eternal soul is in your hand with salvation, you kind of want the extra card. So that's kind of the premise of that. But if you've watched me, I can't stand these cards. I think these cards are so bad. The only time I actually have been thinking about some content in the future where I'm going to be building a pure Dark Magician deck and seeing how well we can optimize a pure list, if that makes sense. Full disclaimer, it's maximizing on these garbage cards and playing as many floodgates as possible. That's like, you want to play pure, play it that way. Otherwise, if you're trying to optimize a list, I don't think you say a pure list is going to be very competitively viable. Dude, I was thinking Secret Village, Skill Drain, Gozen, Rivalry, the whole lot. DL Bellstar definitely synergizes a bit with DM. That side, we are going to be looking at DL Bellstar very, very shortly. Have you tried using the Dragon Master Magia yet? Yeah, dude. So, when it got announced, I got overly excited, and I started cooking a list with it, and I thought it was like a caveman discovered fire. I thought I figured it out. I was so amped, and then I realized, like, at one major point in the combo, I would like completely flat out cheat because the way I would do it, it would be a branded line, and Albion and or Lubellion, they can't summon anything higher than a level 8. So like I'm out here thinking I discovered something unbelievable, and I realized I was cheating the whole time. So it was super, super sad. But there is a line with not necessarily in DM, but if you play Blue Eyes, Nadir's Servant and Ultimate Fusion does make Dragon Master Magia. So it's really cool. Okay, with the DM stuff out of the way, because I think the consensus is this is going to be the engine, plus or minus Apprentice, if we are going to be playing with 2 Dark Magicians instead of 1. So if we decide to cut the Mahad, we will be adding Apprentice into this particular engine. If we don't, I think Apprentice does unfortunately get cut. Now for the toy box cards, because this is essentially the reason why we are all here. I think 3 Toy Tank is absolutely mandatory. It's the card you kind of need to see in your hand to establish all of your plays, all of your lines. And then something I was thinking about, I think Toy Tank you play at 1. I was thinking about, playing this card at 2. But I feel like more often than not, seeing Toy Tank in your hand actually feels kind of awful. It's another situation where like there are interesting scenarios where you can get away with seeing more in your hand. If you have, for example, open Toy Tank and a Magician Souls, you get a free body on board that way. I don't want to see it in my hand. The only time I want to see it is if I activate Toy Box. However, Toy Soldier. So I played this card at 1, and then I played it at 2, and then I quickly realized that Toy Soldier as a normal summon is pretty good. So Toy Soldier as a normal summon immediately gives you access to a rank 4 toolbox if you need it. I'm not playing any rank 4 toolbox, but it gives you access to an extra body on board, right? Because if you normal summon Toy Soldier, you automatically get access to Toy Box, which then gives you access to Toy Tank. So seeing Toy Soldier and a Magician Souls immediately gives you access to a few extenders that way. But I think Toy Soldier as a normal summon on its own isn't horrible. I feel like you can get away with 2. What synergy with the toy cards? I'm not familiar with them. Charles, when we put together the deck, I'll kind of show everyone what the synergy is. But essentially the idea is Toy Box and Magician Souls, or Toy Box and Illusion of Chaos. And essentially Toy Box and any access to, for example, with Magician Souls and Toy Box, and if you have access to the Illusion of Chaos, Soul Servant, Magician's Rod, things like that, it just generates so many bodies, so many cards in the hand. It enables Soul Servant to be a draw 3 if needed, right? So I think that's very strong. Now, the thing that makes Toy Soldier so good is no Upstart Goblin anymore. I just think there are better things you could pair with Upstart. There's more, what's the word I'm looking for? There are better cards to facilitate a better end board than Upstart Goblin, right? Like Upstart Goblin, okay, it gives you 1 extra card, but like that Upstart Goblin could be a different card in your deck that enables a better line for you, if that makes sense, right? Like sure, the draw 1 is nice, but Upstart Goblin's strength comes when you can turn Upstart Goblin into any Dark Magician spell or trap or monster with Soul Servant. That's when Upstart Goblin kind of becomes insane. But like I don't see that there's a place for it, to be honest. Now, one thing that we need to think about is Toy Tank or Toy Soldier allows you to search a level 4 light. So we can play the barrier statue, the light barrier statue. I don't own it. I will have to find one. So for the time being, this is going to be the light barrier statue. There are some other level 4 lights that we can play. However, I think these are the 3 that will see the most experimentation. So Ecclesia essentially allowing you to extend past your play. So if Toy Soldier searches your Ecclesia, and then Ecclesia can summon herself for free, which means that Toy Tank doesn't have to use its effect to summon Ecclesia. You know what I mean? So for example, once Toy Soldier searches your Ecclesia, I'm assuming, actually for the time being, oh, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate it. So what will happen, this is actually kind of standard. So I will quickly get into a showcase so that I can get my point across just a smidge better. So if you have these two, right? what you are going to be doing is you are going to be activating Magician Souls, pitching your copy of Dark Magician, doesn't matter in this case. Then you are going to be activating your toy box, which will in hindsight get you to set your toy soldier and your toy tank. Now, what you have here is you can go Magician Souls, pitching these two to draw 2 free cards. So these are your 2 free cards in hand. And then your 2 toy cards trigger Engrave, summoning themselves, and Toy Soldier gets you to your search. Now, this is where we are in this in the deck building process, and we have pretty much endless level 4 light targets to go into. However, I think back to what I was saying, that these 3, this being the light barrier statue, are going to be the most experimented with, in my opinion. So when Toy Soldier searches you, for example, your Ecclesia, the reason why this search is so good is then you don't have to use Toy Tank's effect to so assuming you use your normal summon, right? If you don't use your normal summon, it doesn't really matter. But Toy Tank has a very, very good effect where you could pretty much tribute a card on the field to summon is it level 6? Level 6 or lower? Yeah, level 6 or lower from your graveyard or your hand. However, if you don't want to use this effect, say you want to progress your game state further, you can link off your toy soldier and Magician Souls into an extra deck monster, right? Or whatever the case is. And then Ecclesia can summon herself because you have an extra deck monster. So you immediately still have your toy tank effect where you can activate its effect, bring back a monster, and extend your plays that way if you want. Or you can then activate your normal summon if you have one in hand, right? So that's kind of the idea there. That's why I think Ecclesia is very, very good, because then Ecclesia gets you access to, for example, a card like, where's my pile? Oh, here it is. Gets you access to a card like, for example, Dogmatic Punishment, Maximus, and or Fleur-de-Lis, right? And what these 3 essentially, what this playing Ecclesia enables us to do is it gives us a reason to play the Nadir Servant package, which Nadir Servant and DM is very, very strong. And if we're playing Nadir Servant, that means we have access to, for example, El Shaddai Winda, El Shaddai Schism, and lock your opponent that way. So I think Ecclesia is very, very strong for that specific instance with these toy cards, right? Because it allows you to pretty much summon a free body on board without using a normal summon, without using toy tank, which kind of generates your plays like that. So that's the first option and the first level for light. And like, we can play multiple options, which I don't think is a bad thing. The problem is there's a lot of commitment that goes into playing each of these options, right? So with Ecclesia, like, I don't want to be playing both Caresia and Ecclesia because both of them require a decent amount of main deck space to Caresia more so demands a lot of extra deck space, but like Ecclesia demands why no Whitewoods? Because we don't have them yet. Simple as that. When they come out, I'll begin theorizing. I was working with a gentleman called Sergeant Bob Ross. Fantastic player. He's actually been cooking a lot. We've been working together on a lot of Whitewood cards, Whitewood combos. He's been doing majority of the work. They're very, very good, but plain and simple, we don't have them here yet. So I don't really want to. So I don't really want to be experimenting with cards I don't have in hand, right? So that's kind of the idea of Ecclesia. Now the other alternative is, for example, Caresia. Now what we will do is we are going to go with the same line where we have Magician Souls and Toy Box. We can activate your toy. We'll activate Magician Souls, pitching your Dark Magician, activating Toy Box, setting these two souls, pitching both summon themselves back, and Toy Soldier adds back Caresia. Now Caresia is a phenomenal option, and the reason why we are playing Caresia because Grand Guignol is absolutely ridiculous. Now, the thing we need to think about is back to the conversation where, if you watch my channel, you know exactly what Caresia does. I'll go through a quick refresher in a bit, but now we go back to the conversation of the what avenues can we go into more with Ecclesia and Caresia. With Ecclesia and Caresia, I talked about all the options with Ecclesia that we can do by going into the nadir stuff. However, with Caresia, so the Dogmatica stuff clogs the main deck for Ecclesia. With Caresia, we will be clogging our main deck with a card like Duality, right? And Duality essentially allows like our end board to be significantly better if we do end up resolving Caresia, because these two get us a Dragoon and a window. Now, the thing we need to keep in mind is, in addition of into dualities, we do need to play the Shadal Schism. So that is definitely something that we need to keep in mind. And I think that's so right there. That's 5 cards in your main deck, and that's the reason why we can't really play both, unfortunately. So we do need to make a decision on which one is kind of more optimal. I do think that the ceiling of Caresia is better. In addition, Caresia plays better into boards, I feel, whereas Ecclesia demands more main deck spots because you are playing the 3 Nadir Servants, as it allows you to play the Nadir Servants. In addition, we are going to be playing the Punishment, the Schism, and then if we want, we can play the Maximus and the Fleur-de-Lis. And then if we play the Maximus, that also demands a lot of extra deck resources, right? So I think Ecclesia has a better, there are more cards that do more things for the deck, which I think is very, very good, because, for example, a card like Duality, seeing Duality in your hand without a way to Caresia is terrible. It just is. Another reason that I do like Duality, though, is Duality once again gives you a draw, and it helps you replenish your assets. The reason why Duality is so strong is, we go through an extra deck monster or something like that. We need it back, say it's a Grand Guignol or Lulu Willith or whatever the case is. Duality can pretty much recycle itself back, and it enables a better grind game, if that makes sense. Whereas Ecclesia, it's a better board going. It's a better board going first. So that's a huge question mark of mine. I don't know which one I want to play yet. So if you guys could let me know which one you deem is a little better, I would definitely take that into consideration. But that's the thought, right? The other thought is the barrier statue. So the barrier statue, I think, can be played on its own, in addition with one of these two, right? Is it still possible to run Nadir Servant if you put him in Fallen of Albaz? That would mean running a 4th brick though. So you can. The problem with running Fallen of Albaz is there are a lot of, one second. So the problem with running Fallen of Albaz is you kind of want to maximize Fallen of Albaz's abilities, and what I mean by that is you do want to play the Brand of Fusion with Fallen of Albaz, in my opinion. Aiden, as a guy that plays Dogmatica 2, I'd pick Caresia. You'll need non-engine space. Dogmatica takes that away from you 100%. And I was going to bring that up after everything was kind of said and done. And I 100% agree. It's why when I was testing this deck thoroughly, I ended up moving away from Dogmatica more and more because of that exact reason. Non-engine is just way too damn important. The day DM will top in the current Yu-Gi-Oh! Not old retro formats, I'm going to surely retire. Well, no, because you can't retire because you'll be the one topping. So you'll be the one who's winning everything. Don't worry, Ricardo. Back to that comment from Ghostblade. The reason why, if we are playing Fallen of Albaz, I think we need to go into a heavy branded package. And another problem with Fallen of Albaz is that with the toy box cards, branded demands a lot of extra deck space, and the toy box card kind of want to maintain that extra deck space, because the way it spams bodies on board, you kind of want the ability to establish, you know, a game state. Now, the card I do want to talk about, theoretically, if this is the Light Barrier statue. So the Light Barrier statue, I don't own it. That card is unbelievably difficult to find for no reason. So the reason why I want to play I want to think about the Light Barrier statue is that the Light Barrier statue essentially allows you to play it with one of the two engines. It doesn't matter, because if you see one of these two engines, you don't need to search it, which means you could automatically just search the Light Barrier statue. And for example, in a case where you activate Dogmatic Ecclesia, you can do your plays without your normal summon, without using Toy Tank, and then after everything is said and done, Toy Tank just tributes itself and summons a Barrier statue, right? And if we're playing the Barrier statue, then do we need access to Winda? You know what I mean? So like that's a thought. If we are floodgating our opponent. That being said, Barrier Statue loses to so much. Barrier Statue loses to everything. If you play Ecclesia and then Branded, you have to play only Fusion, and with Toy, it's not a good idea. Exactly that. Daniel, Magician Souls is actually so broken. It is unbelievable. I freaking love this card. Had to get the QCR because, you know, it's for the culture. For the culture, we have to get the QCR. It's an absolutely busted card. So I do think that if we do have Horror Soup, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're good. If the deck ends up being, for example, 39 cards with one flex spot, I think we just throw in the Barrier Statue, because if you open the Barrier Statue, at worst case, you know, you try to stall for a turn if you open Unplayable. And if this card is in your deck, you know, you can if you feel like you're playing in a matchup, for example, like Snake Eyes or something like that, Barrier Statue is crazy against that deck. So I think the discussion here that we're going to get into is either Caresia and or Ecclesia plus the Barrier Statue for the deck, right? Now, before we get into that discussion, the biggest problem, and Blue Speed, if I were to choose, I would go for Caresia to have the Winda and Dragoon Field. For ratios, you should try running 1 Caresia and 2 Duality. I think we are going with, if I'm playing Caresia, I might just play this card at 3 or 2. Why not go 41, 42, still have Barrier Statue? I mean, you can. You absolutely can. I was even playing I was experimenting with this list at 50, but because there's no way to search your toy box, you really need to see this card to enable all your plays. And you need to see this card to enable all your plays, and you know, you want to see this card as much as possible, so your best chance of doing that is in a 40 card deck as you draw, right? Now, before making a final decision on what we want to do with Caresia and Ecclesia, I'm going to put those away. The thing that I have a big question with and a concern with is, in order for this card to see its most value, you need to see it with your Magician Souls. Now, throughout testing, I did think of a workaround for this, and I will get into what that workaround is very shortly. But seeing these two cards, specifically these two cards in your hand, in order to facilitate all your plays, doesn't like, if your entire deck revolves around resolving these two, you need more ways of resolving Toy Box, right? So the way I think we will do that, say you have Toy Box with no Magician Souls, and you activate your Toy Box, and you set your two cards with no Magician Souls, no way to pitch them. The way that I think is most optimal, we play the Dia Bellstar package. Now, hear me out, is I think what these cards allow us to do is, if you see any of these 6, what I also want to play is, I want to play that spell, what's it called? I have it here. Is it Sinful Spoils Relica? I think it is Sinful Spoils Relica. No, not the trap, not the trap. The spell. The spell. I will share my screen in a second. There. This card here. So the reason why I want to play this over the Omni Negate is the Omni Negate, if it sits in your hand by itself, it sucks. Whereas Sinful Spoils, oh, that's not even how you say it, Relica. I call it Relica. Fucking, I'm an idiot. Anyways, this card here, the reason why it's so good is that it works with any spellcaster in the deck, right? It will work with Dark Magician. It will work with Grand Guignol. It will work with Mahad if you play it. And I think that's why the extra card, if we are playing the Wanted package, the extra card is so good because we could just play it like this. It's a small enough package, and what this does very, very well is Dia Bellstar can essentially pitch one of Toy Tank or Toy Soldier to the graveyard to summon itself, thus meaning Toy Soldier can resolve its effect. So say you open up with a Toy Box and your Black Witch, you can just go Toy Box, setting these two. Then you go Black Witch effect, pitching your Toy Soldier. Toy Soldier will activate its effect, summoning itself, adding you whatever you want. Dia Bellstar can then search you the extra spell card, right? And off you go. You have immediately cards in hand. You have two bodies on board, one being a level 7. So, you know, if you draw into Magician Souls, or if you have the Magician Souls or a way to Dark Magician, or you draw into Mahad later on in the combo, whatever the case is, this enables that play, right? If you already if you already have Caresia in your hand, you can go Dia Bellstar pitching the Toy Tank summoning itself, and then Toy Tank can pretty much allow you to have Caresia as a normal summon in this example, but then Toy Tank can also pitch itself to summon, you know, another card in your hand, or whatever the case is, and progress your game state that way, if you already have Caresia in hand. So you don't really need anything in addition to that. But also the beautiful thing about Black Witch is a level 7, which means with how easily accessible Dark Magician and Mahad is in this particular list, you are able to enter a very interesting rank 7 toolbox, right? And I actually don't own it, but I will get into some of the cards we can play when we get into the extra deck. But for example, we have a lot of opportunities to play cards like, I don't know, Big Eye, Red Eyes Flare if we want to go into time, Ebon High, and Draco Stack. I don't own a Draco Stack, but those are the 4 that we can kind of go into. And then if we do play those, Ebon actually has a lot of synergy with a card like Zeus, right? So, you know, what Ebon will essentially allow you to do, right? You could kind of set up things like that. You could pretty similarly use the adventure engine with Dia Bellstar play. Yeah, so I was thinking about the adventure engine. I have it by me right now, and I was gonna bring it out of the binder for this stream to kind of discuss it, but you just need your normal summon in this deck. If you don't have that normal summon, your plays feel so limited and feel so bad. It's just really unfortunate. A lot of people are probably questioning Ebon, like, no way, no way you want to just play Ebon in this list. But like, the cool thing is if you do have, for example, your access to Magician Souls or Soul Servant, and then you draw something, you summon your Mahad, you could overlay these two into, for example, Ebon. Ebon pitches Mahad, allowing you to summon DM from deck, and then immediately your Soul Servant turns into a draw 2, right? Which is kind of interesting in that regard. In addition, you have that spellcaster on board for the extra Sinful Spoils card that you're going to search off the Dia Bellstar, right? So that's kind of the thought process. I have here with Dia Bellstar, I think the reason why Dia Bellstar is I'm so adamant on playing Dia Bellstar more than anything is because Dia Bellstar allows you to resolve your toy box. Oh, Wanted is, yeah, this card should be this card wouldn't be so bad if you didn't have the draw one. The fact it just gives you a free card after using it is just insane. Right? So like Wanted is unbelievable. Shout out Mate for lending me these. He was supposed to play Snake Eyes, but he wanted to support the stream, so he's playing a worse deck today for Niagara Regionals, just so I can have these cards on stream today. So shout out Mate, absolute legend. So the reason why the Wanted cards are so good, back to what I was saying, is it's another alternative way to be able to pitch your toy box cards and allow them to gain you advantage that's not just Magician Souls. So in theory, if you just need to open toy box and any of these here, and you immediately have access to establish a pretty decent game state for yourself. And sorry, there we go. That's so messy. So you pretty much just need to open the toy box, which is the one of, and all of these to establish some sort of game state, right? You should be playing DM at 2 if DM at 2 for Ebon. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, you're absolutely correct. Like the Ebon idea is just a thought. It's one of those situations where it's in very niche game states where you do have, for example, Dia Bellstar and a way to Mahad. You can just get a free DM on board through Ebon. That's assuming you know, you have the extra deck space. If we don't have the extra deck space, I'm not even gonna consider this card. But like we have so many extra deck options here that I'm gonna get into later on in the video. No, we're playing 3 toy box. We're playing 3 toy box. This is the engine I'm considering right now. I'm considering the three toy soldiers, 3 toy box, and 1 tank. A lot of people have been playing 3, 1, and 1. I just think toy soldier as a normal summon is pretty decent. Right? So that's kind of where I'm at. I do think the Wanted engine is a must in the list. If we are playing the toy box card, I think you have to play Wanted. I think you need more ways to resolve to gain value off your toy soldier or your toy tank. If you don't have Magician Souls in hand, you need additional cards. 3, 1, and 2 is what I like. I don't disagree with you. No problems with that. I also, when I played the list originally, this is what I played. I played 3, 1, and 2. I liked it a lot. However, I just felt like the extra body, the extra normal summon, like isn't awful. Like toy soldier as a normal summon isn't terrible. It really isn't terrible. It just like toy soldier and Magician Souls essentially allow you to generate advantage by itself as well. Wanted is better because you don't want more normal summons. Exactly. That's another reason, right? Excuse me. So if we are getting a recap of where we are with the list, I think I'm sold on Wanted being in the list, in the deck. I think that's very important, unless we find an alternative route to be able to pitch the toy cards once they are set. If we can find a better method for pitching the toy cards once they are set, then there's no need for Wanted. We could probably find a smaller engine because the Wanted engine is pretty substantial. We can find a smaller engine for that, which can be beneficial, but for the time being, I think the Wanted cards being able to pitch toy tank and toy soldier once they are set to generate advantage is just a little too good, and it pretty much takes the pressure off having to resolve Magician Souls, right? So for the time being, let's just do a quick recap of where we are with the list. Where we are with the list right now, we are going to be playing the 1 Mahad, the 1 Dark Magician, 1 Dark Magician Girl, 1, 1, and 1. We are going to be playing 3 copies of Magician Souls, 2 copies of Illusion of Chaos with the 2 preps. Shout out chat for making that adjustment. I think, you know, the two preps, the two preps and 2 Illusion of Chaos over the 3 Illusion of Chaos for this particular list, I think is a little better. Twin Twister tech, maybe, but then Twin Twister. So the problem with Twin Twister is you have to discard a card in your hand, and it's like, DM needs as many cards in its hand as possible, right? With the 3 Soul Servants, 1 Secrets, the 1 in archetype way to summon Dragoon, and your 2 copies of Magician's Rod. Then we play our Toy Box engine, where we play 3 tanks, 3 Toy Box, 1 tank, and then 3 soldiers. Sorry, I wasn't even counting. How many cards is that? How many cards is it for the DM engine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 cards. I'll organize them a little better for you guys. 3, 2. So that's 8. 9, 10. 11. 12, 13. 14, 15, 16. 17. Oh, it's only 17. I can't count. Send Silver and Boom no Mahad though. Yeah, like, so the thing with Mahad that I really like about this list is that getting the draw 3 off Soul Servant is very, very accessible, right? This list is so far very close to the one I played at locals a few days back when 4-1 lost to Branded Ubel Super Poly. Big hurt my feelings. Aiden, I'm so sorry to hear that. Super Poly is, you sit on your board and your opponent hits you with a Super Poly. It's just that feeling in your gut makes you want to like throw up. So there is 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cards there. We'll play 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. 24. So 30 cards are set. Now, oh, sorry, no, not 30, 31. So now we're getting into a problem, right? Hi, Matchy. I watched your video, your Shining Star videos. We do an update with the new Archfiend. Maybe down the line. Maybe down the line. Finished on Little Knight Dragoon Chaos Angel. He just dropped Super Poly in game 3, and I cry. Yeah, that's brutal, man. It's brutal. The Shining Stark video, maybe down the line, will the blank card is Sinful Spoils of Doom. The other wanted card, that's what that is. I just don't own it right now. So this is 39. Now we need to make a decision on what option we want to go into. We can play a small Caresia package we can just play the 1 Caresia, right? And then play the rest of the deck being hand traps. Instant Fusion, maybe. The problem with the Instant Fusion is it clogs the extra deck as well, right? You're immediately wasting an extra deck spot. We can, okay, so for the time being, I think, 31 cards doesn't give us enough room to play with. I think Toy Soldier to 2 might be the play. So we'll just put that to the side. Now the question is, I don't know how many Cartesias I want to play. Maybe 2. Do I want to play 3 Cartesias? What do you think about Eye of Timaeus? Not amazing. It's not amazing. You can't search it. At least 1 Caresia toy box makes it accessible. Yeah. So we had this big discussion with the chat about Caresia and or Ecclesia for this spot. I think the unanimous decision is Caresia. So if we have 30 cards here, we play the 2 Cartesias and the 1 Schism. Maybe? Question mark. Drop shoulder to 1 and prep. Play IOC for 2 Cartesias. Rest non-engine. Yeah, that's an option too. The problem with Toy Soldier is I like it as a normal summon. Why are you playing 2 tank, 1 soldier? Tank you don't want to see in your hand at all, but it's mandatory for the engine, and Toy Soldier is a decent normal summon. What's Caresia for? Caresia essentially you're able to search Caresia off your toy box cards. Your toy box cards gets you access to your Caresia, which then gives you access to Schism. Schism we don't need to play, but this is 30 cards here. So we have 10 options here. So if we play the Cartesias, do we play the dualities? Yes or no? Yeah, I agree. If the extra deck can allow it, maybe Schism is the play. Do we play the dualities? Question mark. With Caresia. So I see a lot of people saying yes to duality because it can give you access into Dragoon. And for that, I agree. Allows you to recycle. The problem is the problem with duality is it takes away from non-engine, right? It's the biggest issue with duality. Now, before we go further, one thing I do think is mandatory as non-engine. One thing I do think is mandatory for non-engine is this beautiful card here, Forbidden Droplet. It's the same thing I was talking about with Diabellstar. Having Forbidden Droplet able to send your toy cards and then trigger them is something that I think is pretty mandatory. What if we search Elemental Hero Prisma to send Dark Magician and become Dark Magician? Dude, that is some 2018 sauce. Best combo when Dragon Dark Magician and the Dragon Knight came out. It was if you had Eye of Timaeus and Elemental Hero Prisma. Oh, it's just 2-card combo to get out Dragon Master Knight. It was so good. I play 3 drop it, 3 imprint, 3 ash, being able to drop them, use the effect of toys, cards, madness. That's exactly the thought. But instead of the ash and imperm, so the reason why I don't want to play ash and imperm is imperm I want to play. I lied. I lied to your face. Imperm I want to play for sure. The problem with Ash Blossom is I don't want to play into triple tactics talents. And speaking of talents, I think we are going to be playing triple tactics talents. So this is kind of, but like this starts getting our deck. This starts upping our numbers significantly. Ideally, I think this is the non-engine I want to play. 3 droplet, 3 talents. Can we see your binder? Yeah, I'll show it after. It's just a staple binder. I'll just show it now. It's just my it's just like, so the way I do it is because I play in oversleeves, all my cards are sleeved with dragon shield whites, and pretty much my entire collection is sleeved in the cards, and I just take them in and out of the oversleeves, right? So this is kind of just like my staple binder, where I have, you know, the cards I want to use. It's not really a like, that's kind of all it is. And then I have some other stuff there. You would side talents for Ash? Maybe. Like, yeah. The problem is if we are playing the Caresia stuff, then we just don't have room for this, right? Like if this is 30 and these are the 6 slots, which means I'd rather play Imperm over Ash, right? Looking bad, I'd play the talents over Ash. Looking back, I'd play the talents over Ash. Yeah, like I think Ash just plays into too many. Every deck is on talents right now, in my opinion, right? Every deck is on talents right now, and Ash just enabling your opponent to just, you know, rip your hand or draw the 2 is just crazy, right? Why do I never see Allure of Darkness in DM profiles? Because Allure of Darkness banishes the Dark Magician, and outside of branded DM, there's no way to recycle it. I played Allure a little bit in Bestial DM when I had with Branded Regain, because, you know, Branded Regain was a fantastic fantastic card with DM, because especially with Allure of Darkness, because you just Allure of Darkness, manage your DM, regain, brings it back into your deck, and you get a free card. You pretty much draw 3, right? So it's really good like that. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is the non-engine I want to play. I think droplets is mandatory. With the toy box cards, droplet is absolutely mandatory, because if you open toy tank or toy soldier, you just set it and then do whatever you gotta do. Activate droplets, pitch the toy soldier, deal with a body on board, and then toy soldier activates and does its thing, giving you pluses like that. I think Forbidden Droplet is mandatory in this list as non-engine. Thanks for always answering. I try my best. I know I missed some, but the question is talents or duality. I think that is the question. So an issue with duality is, are we only playing duality to turbo out Dragoon? Because one thing to keep in mind is duality is fantastic, specifically in a situation where you're playing branded DM, right? If you're playing branded DM, your entire extra deck can tag out into other cards than your extra deck. Your Albion can tag out into a Sanctifier. Your Grand Guignol can tag out into a Dragoon. Your Grand Guignol can tag out into the Dark Magicians. Things like that, right? I don't think there's enough good targets to justify duality here, and I 100% agree, man. I think you're on the money here. I just don't think. Hey, hopped in a bit late. This issue I've run into playing with this package is maximizing on cards that allow you to resolve your toy box soul serving combo. You just draw into dead cards. Yeah, that's kind of why we're playing the wanted package here. Bro, do you know how they announced the new Blue Eye support? Like 5 or 6 cards, I don't remember. What I'm getting is, do you think we'll get DM support? I hope. So if the way I see it, don't take this with any sort of factual information. This is just for my if my memory serves me correctly, what I think will happen is Blue Eyes will get its support in a structure deck, and very similarly to what they did, I think it was 10 years ago. Was it 10 years ago or maybe like 8 years ago? Blue Eyes got that structure deck, and then Konami dropped the Dark Illusions. Not Dark Illusion. Is it Dark Illusions? The one with the Pendulum Spellcaster on the box art. It had Circle, Eternal Soul, Cosmic Cyclones as the secret rare. And I think we're gonna get Blue Eye support in a structure deck, and we are going to get potential DM support in a core set. I think that's what's gonna happen. Play 2 cart 2 duality. That's the reason I cut up prep. So another reason is going back to that argument of why I always used to play prep at 3, Illusion of Chaos at 3 and no preps, is more deck space. I know it's only 1 card, but like sometimes just having that deck space is just incredibly important, right? I think you're right here though. I don't know if we play duality. We could experiment it. Like, this isn't set in stone, right? Ultimately, once we do finish this deck and we finalize this list, I will be uploading it to YouTube, and I'll be getting YouTube comments, and I'll get a lot of enthusiasts saying that this isn't a Dark Magician deck because 35 of the 40 cards aren't Dark Magician. So I'll get yelled at in the comments for that, of course, but that's just the nature of it. What about playing 43? Yeah, like we could experiment with more cards. The thing is, the reason why I don't want to go over 40 with this list, it's very simple. And even though the math doesn't matter as much, the reason why I don't want to play 40 is Toy Box isn't searchable. It's not searchable, so you really need to see it as consistently as possible. To a Dragoon and duality, that's but you really have so many routes to a Dragoon and duality just for that, which is not that's the thing. Like Xeo, I hope I'm saying that Xeo. Like Xeo said, duality is best when you can maximize the amount of targets you have in the extra deck, right? That's when duality is absolutely amazing. And if once that's when duality is really strong, right? Wait, are the comments not appearing on my stream? Don't tell me that. Oh. That's really, really annoying. Nope. How do I do that? Oh, that's annoying. I thought my Zio. Just say it like Zio. Zio. Okay. Thank you so much. Zio. I love that. I love that. Love that. I'll make sure to remember that. Zio. Yeah, like Zio said, like duality is best when you have a lot of targets, right? In Brandon DM, like you said, Rez, you can dodge stuff all the time and just, you have so many options to tag into it. And yeah, back to what I was saying. I'm so upset that the comments aren't appearing on the stream. That's gonna bother me like crazy. Whatever. We'll serve that for another. We'll fix that for the next stream. So yeah, I think that's 39 without these. One thing that I did think about is this is, I think we're past the point of saying that this is going to be a engine that we're going to be using, because I think this list is pretty set in stone here. Is I really wanted, like, if Brandon not so much, but I did want to think about playing the Albion. I think with, it's a situation where if you see Caresia in your hand and like an Albion, it's so free, right? The advantage that these two cards like generate is really, really good. Oh shoot, I got the chat box going. How the hell did I do that? I didn't even touch it. Oh, it's so cool. Do you need 3 Diabell stars? You got 3 wanted. Search cut maybe to 2. That's, you know what, man? That's a shout. That's a shout. You still get 5. I think you're on to, yeah, I think that's the play. Thank you for that. Seriously, thank you so much. I think that's the play. I overlooked it. I don't know why. My brain just said, yeah, no, this card, this package needs to be at 3 and 3, but not once did I think about cutting it. So we're at 38 here. And then I think we play the 1 Schism if needed with the 1 Caresia, with the 2 Caresias. Or do we play 3 Caresias? Or do we play 1 Caresia, and we could play 1 Caresia and 1 Caresia and 1 barrier statue, right? Like we can, like that could be an option. But then like if we play barrier statue, Schism, I don't want to play Schism. We play 1 3 droplet, 2 imperm, 2 talents. I kind of like the 3/3/3. I like seeing these cards here. Specifically talents. I think talents just going into boards. 3 droplet is a mandatory. I don't think we cut the droplets, but the imperms I think are okay, and the talents are just really, really nice going into boards. Called by maybe as the 41st card, as the 40th card. So this is 29. This is 28. We have 2 cards. The Jams, the problem with that is there's just what are the white cards? So this is the original Sinful, not the original Sinful Spoil, what's it called? Sinful Spoil of Doom. The card that you target tribute a level 7 spellcaster, and then it does fun stuff for you. And then this card here is the light barrier statue. Hear me out. When is this event? YCS Niagara. But I want to start making content on the toy box stuff. I want to build the foundation, and it's kind of, I'm going back to that. I'm taking Dark Magician to YCS. Dark Magician to YCS video series. So I'm kind of starting a foundation, and then off we go, right? Would you go 2 Caresia max or 1 Caresia and 1 statue? Take out magician stuff and play Snake Eyes. Bob, you know what? You're onto something there, buddy. How you have it right now with 1 barrier, 1 Caresia, you have 40 card deck. Yeah. Change your foundation to 12 and don't play breakers? What do you mean? Like go full gas, no breaks? So the reason, like, you think? I think you're right, man. What's up, bro? How's it going? Oh, I'm okay. Yeah. The side deck. Like, we'll side droll, dogwood, things like that. It's just a matter of like right now how I want to set up the deck. Like, the reason why I like droplet though, Ash, Imperm, droll, maybe Veilers. No thrusts. I don't think we need it. There's nothing like outside of the talents. There's no target for thrusts, so it doesn't really matter. Marcus, you think just playing 12 hand traps? Can you explain why 2 rod? Yeah, I can explain why 2 rod. 2 rod is pretty much for the purpose of 3 is just too much. 3 is too much. If you see 2 rods in your hand, it feels horrible. It feels horrible. Chimera and Melodious Varans are rampant. Oh, Marcus, you're right, man. You're right. You're right. Same list, more non-engine without Diabell Star. Yeah, pretty much that. Drop it in the side. Like the reason, yeah, I don't know. I don't think we play. Like I like Marcus. I don't think we play breakers. The only reason I was so adamant on droplet and talents. So Imperm is like the free slot. Like, okay, whatever. You get 1 free interruption, right? Don't you need Albaz? No, you don't. You don't need Albaz. Not in this list. So my thought here is droplet was mandatory because essentially droplet is another avenue for it's another avenue for pitching your toy cards, right? You set your toy cards, you droplet them away, and then off you go. You droplet away your toy cards. You deal with a body on board. Like that's the thought for droplet. And then talents was essentially a situation where it's like you need your stuff to resolve. If they don't resolve, you're pretty much you need a card to pretty much get yourself back into the game, whether it's taking an opponent's monster, whether it's drawing 2 cards and then chaining Soul Servant if that's the case, or if you have the rest of your like talents. I think it was just generically decent if you do get interrupted. Like it was kind of like the free 3 cards. It was either, so I was gonna for sure play Imperm, and then I was thinking of like Imperm, Ash, and Droplet, and just playing it like that, like the 6 cards. But then I was like, Ash just feels really like not bad, but you get punished when you play Ash, in my opinion. Like there's so many situations where like you Ash them, they go like Snake Eyes will go into the Hita line and punish you for ashing them, or everyone's on talents right now because it's a very hand trap prevalent format. So like there's a lot of issues there. What if you side in the barrier statue in case you run into light decks like White Woods down the line? Barrier statue could be sided. I don't hate it. I also don't hate maining barrier statue. We can't take Diabell Star package and have Nib and Skill Drain. So the reason why Diabell Star package is here is to pretty much allow you to have another avenue to trigger your toy cards. Just having Magician Souls isn't enough. Like we could go back to where is it? Where are all my cards? Oh, here they are. We could go back to this, having an extra card in the deck, right? 3 Illusion of Chaos. Can we just call the... Also, can we just call the King Sark DM or Shining Sark DM? Wait, is that to me? Hold on. Do you need Cosmic Cyclone? Cosmic Cyclone will be on the side. Oh, Shining Sark DM. I don't think it's that great, man. I think the Shining Sark cards with DM, the only thing we're really doing with the DM cards is essentially oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell did I do? Uh-oh. Is everything okay? Everyone still here? Thumbs up? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, so we can do that. We can cut the preps and just play the 3 Illusion of Chaos and have an extra deck splice. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? Okay. So that means we have 28 here. And then we just play the 2 Cartesias, 29, 30, and then 10 non-engine. We're gonna get to the extra deck very shortly. Like we can play, whoops, 3 Droplet, 3 Imperm, or maybe not even drop. I don't know. I'm stuck with non-engine. Non-engine we could also circle back to. Non-engine is one of those things where I've been trying out branded DM, any tips and combos. Dark Knight Allen, my entire channel is branded DM. I have so many combo videos. Like I think the drops stay for synergy. I think you're right. So I think this is mandatory, and then we will we'll circle back to what it was. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wait, no, that's wrong. What the fuck am I counting? 6, 7, 8. So I have 29, 30, 31, 32. 32 cards in this main deck. That's 32. So we have 8 slots for non-engine. And that we could go up for discussion. We could even probably bump it up to 41. What happened to your Runic Dark Magician deck? I love my Runic Dark Magician deck, John. It's my favorite way to play the deck. The only problem is Runic is really, really bad right now. It's a non-option. By the way, St. Marcus, what's up, buddy? Keep drop last say 2, 3 Imperm, 2 TTTs, and Ash. Cut DMG, play 12 hand traps. Aiden, I think we keep the DMG just for the draw 3. Will you be looking at DM Ebon Star so when it releases for Shining Sark? Is it strong enough as a DM deck? As a Shining Sark deck, it's very, very good. It's very, very good. It's not good as a DM card. It's definitely not a DM card. So 3 talents, 3 nibs, 2 Ash Imperm. We can go into the non-engine in a bit. We might as well slam the extra deck out and then we'll figure out non-engine. Have you looked into the Performer Pal archetype? No, I haven't. I know they did get a new card. That is it, the Super Poly target that they have? the really good super poly targets. Also like the stream, 80 guys in here and it's like 30 likes. Oh, really? I don't have any of the stats in front of me. I have no stats. Oh, I lied. It's right there. It's a little 79 viewers in the top corner. That's what I have. So I honestly, like, shout out you guys for commenting. I'd be doing this for one person or 100 people. For me, it's all the same. I just do it for the love of the game, baby. Love of the game. So extra deck. What is mandatory? We have 15 extra deck sleeves that we got to fill up. 2 of which are already sealed with our Dragoons, but I am perfectly content with playing just 1 Dragoon. I think 2 Dragoons is kind of excessive. It is kind of the standard. I do have 2 Starlights, so, you know, I kind of want to play the 2 Dragoons, but I know that's not optimal. It's specifically in a list like this. Oh, Prime. Oh, my bad. I read that wrong. Sorry, Edward. Yeah, I did see it. I haven't started working on anything. I think the archetype is really, really cool. I think its ceiling isn't as high though. It has a lot of restrictions, but as a ability to turbo out your vanillas, I think that's pretty decent. I think that deck gets better with more support. And if more support cater towards what they're already doing, it can be very, very good. I think we do need to wait for another wave though. Can we see you testing a deck on stream? Yeah, we could do that. Once we build it, we could put it to stream, and then we'll figure something out. So we have 15 extra deck sleeves to fill. We have 2 Dragoons, but we're probably going to see 1 only. 2 Dragoon comes up sometimes. Yeah, it for sure does. I think it comes up more in branded DM than anything. But I do like the 2 Dragoons for the purpose of what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Being able to recycle all your cards with Soul Servant. So if we are playing the Diabellstar and Mahad and DM, we can look into a rank 7 toolbox. I'll just lay out all the engines I kind of want to talk about. The branded stuff is unfortunately a non-option. We're not playing instant fusion, so I'll just put away the cards that we for sure aren't. I just put a whole stack of extra deck cards that we might play. So we'll put away the branded stuff. Potentially Chimera, I don't know. Probably for sure Chaos Angel will play. We'll put in the link package here. Oh, Beatrice, we're not playing any rank 6s, so I'll put that to the side. For the rank 7, I do want to put in a Draco Sack here as well. I don't own one, but Draco Sack could be interesting. Unfortunately, we can't play Sanctifier. If we are playing Caresia, Granganule is a must. I don't think we could fit Super Poly in. Maybe we play Super Poly in the side. We could put that to the side. No. If we're playing Caresia, no. DM Fusion. Link, DM Fusion. Super Poly target, link. Super Poly target, link. Okay. So for the DM fusions, we're not playing Dark Magician and the Dragonite because we're not playing Eternal Soul or Thing. So I think we play with 1 Dragoon for now. And we keep the 1 Dragoon, the 3 Dark Magician extra deck monsters there. Had to take out the access code package from my deck list. No, Loza, how's it going? You absolute king. How you doing, my friend? Need some kind of link climb toys or free bodies. Yeah, that's kind of what the link package is. Oh, that's not the link package. Here's the link package. I think you should keep 2 Dragoon. People are a lot more cautious towards it these days. Have outs for the first one, at least at my locals. So the problem is that my locals, that's not even like these guys. I'm not saying they do it specifically for me, but you know, if in the group chat I'm saying, hey, I'm bringing in, I'm coming to locals. You know the Dragoon hate is coming, right? So, have you ever watched CBA Zero? His YouTube channel is all Dark Magician combos. He has 161 combos and counting. No, I haven't, but I'm gonna screenshot that right now, and I will take a look at it. I'll take a look at it down the line. Thank you for that, by the way, Edward. So we'll play the 3 Dark Magician fusions. Maybe the double Dragoon. I don't know yet. Master of Chaos is very, very interesting. I think these 3, Master of Chaos and the Dark Magicians get infinitely better when we play Caresia, right? So I think that's a must. I think Grang and Yol we play if we are playing the Caresia line of play. If we are playing Grang and Yol, I think Lulu Willith is an option. In addition, something that I do want to think about is, do we play the Winda package, right? We can play the Barrier Statue, right? Which makes it, you know, very... Oh, Rez killed it with this comment. 2 Dragoon, 1 DMs, 1 Grang, 1 Lulu, Ebon, Zeus, Winda, Apco, Dark, Celine, access code, and then IMO 2 flex spots. I think that's the play. I'm watching this in bed. Based. Dark Cavalry. No, I don't think we're playing Dark Cavalry. BLS Link is good since we have a couple of level 7s. I think access code is just a better link for that, if I'm honest. Another option is, do we play Chaos Angel? Right? Chaos Angel is very, very easily accessible. DMG, Caresia get you Chaos Angel if needed. We can get access Chaos Angel with Rod and Mahad, with how accessible Mahad is in this particular list. Right? The branded stuff I'm gonna put away to the side. Unfortunately, we just don't have the room for it. Guardian Chimera is an interesting option that I did want to talk about. Do we play... Oh, sorry, back to Winda. Do we play the double Winda? There are so many situations where the second one comes up. Like if we do play Winda, where's my schism? Like we play the schism there. Like the double Winda is just so nice sometimes. Not the double Winda, but like they deal with the Winda and you just make it again. And the beautiful thing about it is going first. I don't think we have the slots maybe side it. Like we could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 5 more slots. So I think this is a must. And then what? SP IP maybe, or we can cut the I don't think, maybe we don't play the Chimera. I was just thinking, like, if we have a way to DM in hand or something like that with the toy box cards, like Chimera is a pretty decent board wipe, right? If you have avenues to resolve Chimera, it gets you draws as well, which is really interesting. It's a thought, right? Or maybe we just play the 1 Winda, 1 Apco, 1 Chimera, and then the 5 with, I don't know, Unicorn, Artemis maybe. I don't think I want to play Relinquish Anima. We can look into the rank 7 toolbox. If we do play, we do need to make a few cuts then, because if we are playing Draco Sack, Draco Sack gets you the tokens, which then can make you IP, which is really, really good. Draco Sack is very, very easily accessible with a card like, for example, Diabellstar. If we are playing Diabellstar. Well, we are playing Diabellstar for sure. But like Diabellstar and Souls, or Diabellstar and Mahad, for a reason like that, makes you Draco Sack. Draco Sack gets you 2 tokens. You make your IP and off you go, right? Unicorn, I don't think we play. I don't like Artemis. Do we play? Maybe we play Artemis. Artemis, I think, is the last slot, just to link off Rod. More, if you check, we went through in extensive detail. We had a very big discussion on the Dogmatica engine at the start of the stream. The idea was Artemis SP is so good. I think you're right, man. The conversation we had more was, do we play Ecclesia or do we play Caresia? And the consensus was that we ended up opting to go with the Caresia line over the Ecclesia line, simply because the Caresia line allowed you to essentially have more main deck spots, which was very, very important for this particular list, right? What about Anima? Anima's okay, but Anima, and like this sounds very bad to say, but Anima's ceiling is if you're playing a bad player. Good players don't play into Anima. They just don't. So, and if you are playing a bad player that does play into Anima, you should be winning that game anyways. Is kind of the way I see it. Have I tried Whitewoods yet? I've been playing with them very sporadically. Not enough to say I'm an expert, but like I have been experimenting with them a little bit. I think they're really, really good. I am excited to play them as a standalone deck though. I'm definitely gonna be picking up the archetype and playing it as a deck, with or without DM. Have you checked out the Millennium Engine? I know they're there. I haven't read a single card though. Blue Speed, hey Matchy, did you ever think about trying Proxy F Magician? I did. I just think it's an extra deck spot that you don't need because Caresia does the exact same thing as Proxy F Magician. So we have a way to turbo out Caresia, which does what Proxy F Magician does, but better in my opinion. Everyone plays around Anima. Artemis would function the same into better into SP. I think I agree with you. Nightmare Phoenix, we probably won't play. I was really keen on playing Apple. I think Apple could be very, very interesting because if you're not going second, like typically, all right, but what if Proxy F helps us make Dragon Master Magia? See, now we're cooking. Now we're thinking. But that's a whole different deck. That's a whole deck built around that card. I played Apple for my list. Me and you cook sometime. Hit me up since you finally settled in. For sure, St. Marcus. I have your DMs open. I'll reach out to you for sure. When I'm ready to cook, we'll cook. I'm excited for that Whitewood stuff. I played Apple in my list for going first. That's the thing. I really like Apple for going first. Like ending on like Apple Dragoon, or like Apple and like Winda. It's kind of nuts. You think Apple requires too much commitment? I think it does. Like I don't know if it's too much commitment because the trade-off is you get 3 monster negates. So the commitment is there. OMG, you're a disbeliever of ref. You're the best. Apple is the backup plan. A disbeliever of ref. I wouldn't say I'm a disbeliever of ref. I do think Red Eyes Fusion is the best card. It is the best card and the best engine to summon Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I am a firm believer of that. The only problem with Red Eyes Fusion is that it's difficult to progress your game state past Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and I don't think Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is enough right now on its own, right? Even though it is the best card in an archetype. Could you end on Apple and Dragoon? Oh yeah, you can end on Apple and Dragoon. It's pretty easy. Especially if you're going to like Caresia and things like that. It's pretty accessible. Whitewoods DM. When Whitewoods come out, we'll cook something. I've been working on a little bit on it with a few people. It's getting there, but we're still pretty far away. I gotta leave. I forgot I needed to help my wedding event. I'm late. We'll watch the rest of the VOD later. Have a good one, Matchy, in chat. Ghostblade, thank you so much for watching. You're an absolute legend. I appreciate you. Ciao, man. Have fun at your event. Nightmare Phoenix is a floodgate. Could be good as well. No. Do you need Master of Chaos? Master of Chaos is so free. Like the ceiling this card has is so high. It's like I will say on the side that it's not fantastic, but like there are game states where this thing does come up and it absolutely melts. Although on the other hand, in those game states, like Branded Fusion helped me bring this card out, and that's why I think Branded Fusion made this card significantly better. So I don't hate the idea of cutting it. I don't hate the idea of cutting it. We can try cutting it. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's 15. Chaos Angel. Like, is that what we play? I don't hate the rank 7 toolbox either. I think it's okay. Would you add Typhon in there, in your opinion? Probably not. Yeah, I know we don't have the X. I know we don't have the 7. But like, do we need it? Because like, how many times? The only thing I'm trying to think of is how many times are we ending with the Y Chimera? Because Toybox prints you bodies on board, and if you do unfortunately open the Dark Magician with, for example, like if you open your Dark Magician stuff and align to all that stuff with your Toybox engine in effect, you can just Toybox summon out your stuff, and you just rod into your secrets of dark magic, right? And immediately you have a threat that your opponent has to deal with, because if they don't, then at any point with the quick play, you just have access. You have access to Chimera, which does a pop 2 draw 1, or a draw 2 pop 1, which I think is really, really strong, especially going second. Gotta go. It's been a cooking experience as always. Thank you, Mackinsaw. Mackinsaw? No. MacNSW. I'm wishing you the best for your YCS. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. You have TTT. Should have Zeus. Cutting Dark Magicians for Draco would work. If we cut Dark Magicians though, then that immediately makes DMG like absolutely useless in this list. Which isn't bad. Like, we can cut DMG and just play the draw 2 off Soul Servant. Like, is there something in the link package we can cut? Definitely not, right? Is DMG better than the utility for rank 7s? Interesting question. Probably not, no. Or we just keep the DMG and then just have the Dark Magicians, and cut the Dark Magicians. Like, what if we cut the Dark Magicians and we just play Sack? For the purpose of this example, Ebon is Sack. Draco Sack. And we do it like this. We go the Dragoon by itself with Grang, your window package. This actually like is so tight. Oh my goodness. And then we play the Lulu Willith for that, the Chaos Angel, because it's free. Chimera. Maybe we cut the Chimera for the Dark Magicians. Maybe Chimera is the odd card out. What about Sarguja Scaldred? Potentially. I just don't think there's any room for it, if I'm honest. And then the Draco Sack. Oops. We cut the Chimera. We play the Dark Magician Draco Sack, and then we play our Link package. Like, I think that's okay, no? No, I think we main Shut Off Fusion. I think we main it. I really want to play 2 windows though. Yeah, the thing with the Dark Magicians though is the Dark Magician allows you to yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's more situational. Like, the Dark Magician is just more consistent. You open up Caresia and the Dark and DMG, you immediately have like a draw 1 because Dark Magician draws 1. DMG is in the bin and off you go. Do you think the Toybox engine has the highest ceiling out of all the other versions, including Branded, Ref, and Runic? So the Toybox engine just came out, and I can't really answer that question. As far as I know, from my testing, I think Runic DM ceiling is the highest. The problem with Runic DM is that Runic sucks right now. It's really, really bad. So let's go with this. Let's go with this, and then to finalize the deck, we'll go with what the original idea was, and then I'll circle back to what non-engine we want to play. So for now, we'll just play the original non-engine I suggested. And let's see what this deck can do. We can take it to a simulator. Do you guys want to take it to a simulator, or you just want to do a test hand right now? See what... Is your goal to end on Dragoon plus something else? The goal is to end... We don't know, like, I don't know what the deck wants to do just yet, which is kind of a problem. I know Dragoon is obviously the most optimal line. Dragoon plus like SP or Apo or whatever the case is. I think that's optimal. Oh, I will need a proxy a card as well. I forgot about that. We need to proxy a card. What card will we proxy though? Oh boy. We are proxying for the Sinful Spoils of Doom. Whatever. I'll just take a card from here. Our Ecclesia is going to be our proxy. Sinful Spoils of Doom. Would you mix Red Eyes Fusion package in here? No, because Red Eyes Fusion pretty much stops you from summoning anything. How does the toy box synergize with DM only souls? Technically, yes, only souls, but we built this list to have it synergize with other things as well, right? With the Diabellstar package, things like that, right? Okay, so let's see. Just out of curiosity, let's see what we can do. Where's our extra deck? Our extra deck is here. Like, that's not bad, no? Do you run any Whitewoods cards? Feel like would be good. What are you trying to achieve? Do you run? No, so I haven't tested any of the Whitewoods cards. I've been working with them a little bit, and they're pretty decent. I don't like testing with cards I don't actually own yet, if that makes sense, right? So what do we do with a board like this, right? We can Illusion of Chaos, grab your souls, illusion to the top, Magician Souls, pitch your DM, summon souls, normal Caresia, Soul's Effect, pitching Soul Servant, drawing one card, Soul Servant, banish, draw another. That's unfortunate. Diabellstar, pitching Soul, summoning Diabellstar, Diabellstar Effect. We'll grab the spell. Caresia Effect. Actually, do we want to do that? I guess we could just win. Yeah, I think we win the lock, no? Granule effect. Pitching Apco effect. Grabbing schism, sending droplet. And then set 3. Like that's okay, right? And then Caresia adds back for a follow-up. So we have Imperm, Winda, Droplet, and then the card that tributes this thing. Oh no, this thing's level 8, so we can't even use this. This is just a free card. Actually, you know what? This card, since we knew that what that line was, we'd probably just search Wanted. Because we know we're not ending on a level 7 in that case. So we're probably just searching Wanted for follow-up. Like, I think that's okay, right? And then Wanted gets you Dia Bellstar next turn, and then you start your turn with Dia Bellstar and Caresia. Not much DM stuff there though, just the Souls pitch draw. But I think that's all DM is right now, right? It's level 7 or higher, so you're chilling. Oh, okay, so then it's even better. I thought I read it as just level 7, but I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player, so I don't read my cards. Let's see what else we can cook here. Droplet. This card is glued to my hand, of course it is. Oh my days. Gentlemen, we're in the mud. But, like, this is okay. It's bad, but it's not awful. So, what we can do, Sinful Spoils, grabbing your witch. I think we could play this out. Discord DMs are always open if you want to play test. I'm in the DM Discord. Build semi-attached with that hand. No. It's okay. We could play with this. I think maybe. We'll go Toy Soldier. Toy Soldier will grab us Toy Box. Activate Toy Box. Set your. No, we could play. Toy Soldier, Toy Tank. Witch, activate effect. Witch, pitch the Toy Tank. Summon Witch. Toy Tank effect. Special summon Toy Tank. Toy Tank effect. Oh wait, no, it's a normal summon. 6 or higher. Is it normal? Special summon 6 or higher. Okay, so that's a bad. We can't do that. We could just play here, no? Who's following me? Kuro! What's up, man? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Oh, Dia Bellstar activates his effect. We get to grab this. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. We set Droplet, and then we make IP, SP. I think we just hard make SP here. Yeah. I guess that's okay. 3 interruptions. And then what we can do is... So, I don't want a special from Tank because Tank needs to be destroyed. It's got to get rid of the board. So, it's like we lose a body anyways. So, I'd rather just keep the card in hand. But, like, it's not the end of the world because on our opponent's turn, what we can do is... we could Droplet. We could send our Soldier. And then deal with a card. Soldier summons itself back. And then off it goes, right? You get to Caresia or another toy box. And then you get your card here. You could also Droplet, send, I don't know, Mahad or DMG or whatever. And then you have your Sinful Spoils cards to tribute this, to deal with the problem, and then SP deals with the problem. Like, yeah, you can make Chaos Angel, but what does Chaos Angel do going first? It's just a body. Right? Like, I'm going second, absolutely. Chaos Angel is absolutely the play. But going first, I don't think it doesn't do anything. Also, the fact that Toy Box isn't once per turn, but the monsters you can search and activate second Toy Box. Yeah, you can do that. So 3 interruptions with potential follow-up. That was a brick though. That was like 3 interruptions with follow-up while opening Mahad and DMG. So it's like unlucky, right? I think it's like, oh, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. This card is glued to my hand. My God. Do you think adding Dark Cavalry would be good? Not with the extra deck we have right now. Good enough for a typical DM hand. Like, this is just unlucky, you know? We played 2 Dio Bellstars and we opened both. But, I mean, like, this is a situation where Draco Sack comes into play, right? Because we just Souls, summon your DM. And then Dia Bellstar pitches Mahad. You overlay into my proxied Draco Sack. You Draco Sack detach. Oh, Dia Bellstar gets you to set your... Draco Sack detaches, and then you get 2 tokens. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. It's too expensive to use as a token. 2 tokens. And then you use your 2 tokens into your link plays, no? And then off you go. Is Mahad needed? Part of the line? So I'll tell you why Mahad is needed. I'll show you right now. So say you open Toy Tank. Sorry, not Toy Tank. Toy Box. You open any access. You open... So this is why Mahad is needed. I'll show you the line right now. So you need to open Toy Box and essentially any combination of these cards here, right? And then one of, not one of, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? You need to open up essentially a combination of 3 of... You need to figure out a way to get 3 of these in your hand, right? And then with a Toy Box. So if you have Souls and Illusion of Chaos grabs you Rod. If you have Soul Servant and Illusion of Chaos, this line also gets you there. If you have Rod and Souls, this line gets you there. So it's like you kind of need a common... any way to get essentially these 2. Right? Any line to get you these 2, and then you are golden. You are so golden. So theoretically, for the purpose of this, we'll go to this. And then we will play with 2 extra cards in hand. So any way to get the Souls and Soul Servant with Toy Box gets you this. So what we'll do is you start off with your Magician Souls. Oh, Underworld Goddess for Towers. That's a shout too. That's actually a decent shout. But it's another situation where it's like, damn, do you really want to be playing like it's a tight extra deck. That's the only problem with it. I'm starting to lose my voice. You pitch your Magician, your Dark Magician Girl. You summon your Magician Souls. You activate Toy Box. So I'll put this up here. You'll activate Toy Box. You will set your Toy Tank and your Toy Soldier. Magician Souls will activate its effect, pitching these two, right, to draw two. I gotta make sure I don't draw Mahad. So you draw these two. So you have 5 cards in hand now. Now you go Chainlink 1, Toy Soldier. Chainlink 2, Toy Tank. Chainlink... Oh, no, sorry. Before you draw. My apologies. So you pitch... you go Magician Souls to pitch these 2 cards. You chain Soul Servant. And you stack your Mahad. You stack your Mahad. And then now you go Chainlink 1. Now you draw your cards. You go Chainlink 1, Toy Tank. Chainlink 2, Toy Soldier. Chainlink 3, Mahad. So you summon these guys out. And then you go... sorry, go put this down. Then you go Toy Soldier effect. Toy Soldier will grab you your Caresia. Now, if you normal summoned, if you did normal summon, you could just normal summon here. You can normal summon your Caresia. But if you didn't normal summon, or if you did normal summon, you could act. Let's say you activated normal summon Rod to grab your Soul Servant, right? You normal summon Rod to grab your Soul Servant. You don't have your normal summon, so Toy Tank can activate its effect, pitching it to the graveyard, summoning Blazing Caresia. Then you go Caresia effect, fusing itself and your Magician's Souls, or you could probably keep Magician Souls and like fuse your Toy Tank. Toy Soldier. It doesn't really matter. You kind of keep anything here. If you had Rod, you could then make a Chaos Angel as well, but this is like worst case scenario of the combo. You will summon your Grang-Yul. Grang-Yul effect will pitch your copy of the Dark Magician. So theoretically, in this example, we normal summoned, but there's no normal summon body on board. So theoretically, we still have a body on board. Like it'd be probably like Magician's Rod if we normal summon, because we activate Toy Tank. Sorry, this is so confusing. Sorry for explaining this so confusingly. If we normal summoned, we need to activate Toy Tank to send it to the grave to summon Caresia. If we didn't normal summon, we would still have Toy Tank on the field. So this is kind of like we are cheating against ourselves essentially, because we should have an extra body on board, but we don't need one. So Grang-Yul will send your copy of Dark Magician from deck to grave. Did I put it in my hand? Oh, it's here. Your deck to grave. And then what happens is your Soul Servant banishes itself, and now you have a draw 3. So here you have 6 cards in hand, and then you have a body on board. You have four cards on board with an extra one, because you did a normal summon, so you should still have Toy Tank on the board. This is kind of the line, right, for Mahad. So theoretically, like, we can kind of see what else we're doing. Cross Sheep is good here. Cross Sheep is good, but it's another situation where it's like, how many what are we willing to cut from the extra deck to what are we going to be cutting to use Cross Sheep? You know what I mean? Okay, but hear me out. If you have this many cards in hand, Mahad is probably unnecessary. No, the point of Mahad is a free level 7 body. Because you're drawing so many cards, you could probably draw into Mahad. You can stack Mahad, and it's a free level 7 extender that has synergy with a card like Diabellstar, for example. So that's kind of why Mahad is pretty decent. Mahad is only really bad when you open it in your first 5 cards. Like this hand here. What can this hand do? It's actually pretty interesting. We can normal summon Toy Soldier. Toy Soldier will activate its effect, grabbing you your toy box. You can activate toy box. Toy box can pretty much set you your toy tank and your toy soldier. Right. Then we can go wanted. Wanted can grab you your Diabellstar. Diabellstar effect, pitching your toy tank, summoning itself. Diabellstar effect can grab you your what do we want to do here? We probably want to grab a wanted, no? Because we're going to be going into an SP or an SP. So we probably want to grab a wanted for follow-up. And then here we have 2 imperms that we could set. 1 card in hand, and then we just link this off into your SP. Now, the reason why this is so interesting is like, okay, we don't have a crazy amount of interruptions, but we do have imperm, deal with 2 cards on the board, SP Little Knight banish, right? Let's assume they deal with everything. On your opponent's turn, you can on your turn, what you can do is you can toy box, pop the soldier. Soldier can summon itself back, right? And then toy soldier gets you your Caresia. This is on your turn, right? So you'd have an extra card. And then wanted gets you your Diabellstar. And you pretty much start your turn like this. Random card in hand. So we'll just draw out Dark Magician. You pretty much start your turn like this. Which I think is like, it's okay. You can go wanted effect. Get an extra card. Is 1 Illusion of Chaos enough for the deck? Do we need 3? We need 3. We need 3 because you need to see Magician Souls. Like this list is in like specifically this list. It's the first time where I'm considering playing Preparation of Rites because of how important it is to see Magician Souls. I like Albion too for Sanctifier. Sanctifier is crazy. Big fan of the build. I opened Terminal Revenge Block yesterday. So glad I came. I can make use some of those cards. Yeah, the toy box engine is really, really strong. Like here we just cry. Unfortunately, is what it is. Would fusion deployment help you get Caresia? You can't link if you activate deployment. Deployment locks you into fusions. So that's what sucks. That's what sucks. Like this is very interesting. A hand like this is very, very interesting. Because what can happen is you can set Toy Soldier. You can activate Toy Box. You can activate Toy Box effect to pop. Do you have to pop up? Can you pop up to 2 or destroy up to 2 spells? Okay, so that's like Toy Box sends Toy Soldier. Toy Soldier can summon itself back and search your copy of... Like, this is a play where, like, Barrier Statue would be very, very interesting. Unfortunately, like, that's not the case, though. You can grab you your toy tank, right? And then you can go into, like, your Caresia line here and then make a window. Well, you can't really make a window because you need a dark, but you get what I mean. Looks like we need prep for consistency, at least 1. I think you might be right, man. I think you might be right. Like, see, like this is a really interesting hand, but we just don't have access to toy box at all. Which is unfortunate. Like, this hand is crazy. If you want, we can play out this hand. We can go souls. Rhoda for Toy Soldier isn't really that. Is a pretty decent idea, to be fair. I don't hate it. Toy box. And then we'll set Toy Soldier. Here. So do we want a normal summon? We can get the extra toy box. Which is kind of interesting. Hold on, can we do this? Once per turn you can only activate one of these effects. That's a shame. How come the toy box engine is so strong in DM? What does it specifically do that other engines don't? It prints you card advantage. Yeah, that spell card's pretty decent too, Fuzzy. Then we go Magician Soul's effect, pitching these two. Chaining your copy of Soul Servant. Soul Servant stacks you Mahad. And then you draw two. Chainlink 1 Toy Tank, Chainlink 2 Toy Soldier, Chainlink 3 Mahad. Mahad summons first. Toy Soldier effect. Grabbing Caresia. Do we want a normal summon here? We can we can make a Chaos Angel. What does that do though? Sorry, I'm trying to think. Mahad for the draw two. Have you experimented with Melodious? Is there any conflicts? No, there's not any conflicts with Melodious. I just think Branded's better than Melodious. If you're playing Melodious, you might as well just play Branded, in my opinion. So we could draw the two now. So my thought here is we can activate Soul Servant, right? To draw two, stacking Soul Servant, grabbing Illusion of Chaos. And then Illusion of Chaos can grab you, for example, Magician's Rod. So I think that's what we'll do. We don't need the draw three now. Do we need the draw? Do we want the draw three? No, because we want the window. So we can activate Soul Servant to draw two. We'll change our second Soul Servant to stack Illusion of Chaos. Right? We'll draw two cards. That's so unlucky, but it's okay. That just sucks though. We'll activate Illusion of Chaos. We'll grab our copy of Magician's Rod. We'll stack our Illusion of Chaos. Do you ever actually use Dark Magician? Yeah. I mean, like we just used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're about to use our 6th Dark Magician card in this combo. We'll normal summon Magician's Rod. Magician's Rod will grab you your copy of do we want to use secrets here? I guess we could take our another. No, we have a draw 2 next turn. We'll just grab secrets. It's okay. It's fine. And then we'll go Toy Tank effect, pitching itself, summoning Blazing Caresia. Caresia effect can fuse these two. Oops. To make a Grand Guignol. Grand Guignol effect can pitch your copy of Apcalone. Apcalone effect, grabbing your Schism. We'll discard secrets. Yeah, we'll probably discard secrets. I'll tell you why we want to keep our soldier, our toy soldier. It's actually pretty decent. I'll tell you why we want to keep it. Yeah, we'll discard our secrets. And then what we can do is we can go... We can go IP into SP, or we can do a Chaos Angel. I'm right here, Matchy, speed your burn. Oh, I think Kaiser's referring to actual Dark Magician itself, not just Dark Magician cards as a whole. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. No. You're chill. You're chill. Don't worry about it. No. Yeah, we'll use Dark Magician. Like it just like sometimes the lines for Dark Magician just don't come up, and we have to make the most of it, right? So here we have a decision to make. We can link into a IP with an Artemis if we want. I don't know if that's the play though. We can link off into Celine. Like we can link off into Celine, grabbing your Caresia for next turn for a fusion next turn, but I don't know if that's the play. We can probably go I think that's what we do, no? We just link these two off into an IP and link off Rod into Artemis. Right? And then what we can do here is we set Droplet, Soldier, and Schism. And then in the end phase, Caresia adds back. Well, yeah, the deck isn't made to make Dragoon. Branded DM, that deck was made to turbo as many Dragoons as humanly possible. And this deck is just not that. And then on your opponent's turn, you have a plethora of plays. Very interesting plays. So for stars, you can go IP effect. You could link off into SP. Get a banish like that. Like that's a play. Another thing you can do is you can activate Shaddoll Schism. Shaddoll Schism can use a Magician's Souls and, for example, Apcalone. This is on your opponent's turn, by the way. To make a window. Window sends a dark monster if they have one. If they keep playing through that, what you have here is you have Granganol banish to summon a Luluwalith. Right? And if they keep playing through that, you can droplet, sending Toy Soldier or Mahad, right? We'll send Toy Soldier to deal with a problematic monster on board. Then what we can do is we can go Chainlink 1 Toy Soldier, Chainlink 2 Rod. Rod can tribute your Mahad, adding it back to the hand, and then Toy Soldier can activate its effect. Pretty much just grabbing you an extra body in hand, right? And then summon itself. Like that's decent, no? And then SP is a thing as well, like if it comes down to it. Yeah, Selene into Appaloosa, that's also a play. Like we could have ended on Apple there. I just thought the bodies were okay. We're decent. Could try Avermax as well. Yeah. Like Apple for 4 could have been a play there, but I just wanted I wanted follow up. And I thought this offered follow up. That's why. But yeah, Apple for 4 was definitely an option there. Do you squeeze Sicker Village of the Spellcasters in there? I don't think there's room. Unless we cut the non-engine. What's that synchro card? Despian Luluwalith. IP into Avermax versus Tempai sounds solid. That is pretty decent, actually. Have you considered playing Armatile to facilitate making Dragoon? Armatile. I forget what that was. Let me just get a quick refresher here. Apologies. Oh, that. It doesn't do anything. Like you can make your Dragoon like that. That's not a bad shout. But it just doesn't do anything on it by itself. That's the problem. I feel like in a list where you have a lot of you kind of need all your cards to do something. Armatile, I just don't think enables us to have the highest level of success. If that makes sense. Oh, we'll try one more. Then we'll go from there. Droplet, wanted, rod. Card is glued to my hand, man. Card is glued to my hand. So what's the play here? What we can do. It's actually a pretty interesting hand, to be fair. We can go normal Magician's Rod. Rod can search us. Soul Servant? Yeah, Rod will search as our Soul Servant. Okay. We'll go Magician Souls. Summoning Dark Magician. Then we can go wanted to summon, to grab our Diabell Star. Then we can go summon Diabell Star by pitching Mahad. Soul Servant, grabbing your... Do we want our Timaeus here? Oh, Diabell Star effect. Sorry. Grabbing this. Soul Servant, grabbing your Timaeus. Banishing Soul Servant. Drawing 2. That's a shame. Timaeus effect, pitching Rod, summoning Timaeus. Timaeus effect, making you your Dragoon. And then setting 1. It's not great, but you do end it with 2 interruptions and a draw, right? So what you could do is like what's this card called? Sinful Spoils of Doom, right? Sinful Spoils of Doom, Chain Droplet. Sinful Spoils of Doom, getting rid of this, and then you Chain Droplet, taking Sinful Spoils of Doom. You immediately deal with 2 cards like that. Obviously they need to be in quick succession, and then what can happen is Dragoon effect to negate. So that's 3 interruptions. A turbo ref build with 3 salesman, 3 crossout. That's not a bad shout. There has been some people who's been doing that. But yeah, I think, what do you guys think? I think the foundation for a deck is here. I think the foundation for a list, a decent list is here. It's just a matter of fine tuning some things. My biggest issue with this list right now is there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of one-ofs. There's a lot of things that kind of need to go right. Where there's a lot of parts that there's a lot of cards that kind of like you need to be fortunate enough to resolve them to facilitate like all your plays. I do think the end boards, when this deck does pop off, are very, very strong. It's just a matter of, yeah, it's just figuring out kind of the most optimal way to play it. But I think that's where we'll leave it. I think that's where we'll leave it. For now, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. You guys have been absolutely amazing today. I can't thank you guys enough for the endless support. I'll make a video soon. About everything we just talked about on stream. I'll shout you guys out who have been here on stream with me on this deck building process. And expect more content from me in the future. I know I've been a little bit on and off with my content over the last few months. It's been a busy time in my life, but hopefully we'll be back. Aiden, thank you so much. Kuro, thank you, my friend. It's been a joy. Jay, no problem, man. No problem. Thank you for watching. Everyone who was here, love you guys so much. Have yourselves an amazing day. Bye-bye.